My name is Michelle Sutton. I'm currently an Education Officer with the Ministry of Education. I started in the Federation about 13 years ago as a specialist teacher for physical education at Gingerland Secondary School. And then I was appointed as a graduate teacher, as that's my background. I have a bachelor's in physical and health education from the University of Toronto. But ultimately, I've been involved in physical education since 18 months, you could say. I started as a specialist teacher at the Gingerland Secondary School in the field of physical and health education, and then I was appointed as a graduate teacher in the same domain as physical and health education, in which I had received my bachelor's in physical education from the University of Toronto in Toronto, Canada. I transitioned from the classroom to administration, the office, back in approximately 2007, 2009, between that span, in which that vacancy became available as a sports coordinator in Nevis. And then from there, I just escalated up to education officer now, responsible for physical education and also CFS, HFLE, all the areas combined as one. Despite not being in the classroom, transitioning to the office is because I saw the need for policy development, and we need a formal curriculum starting from kindergarten right through to secondary school. On the books right now, we have a lot of checklists maybe that started, I think, when I look back in the history of PE in St. Kitts and Nevis from 2003, as a matter of fact. So we've been working hard in the domain. However, when it comes to a formalized curriculum for us to follow, standardized across all schools in St. Kitts and Nevis, that's where the need was, and then I stepped up to the task. Physical education is practiced from primary school right through to secondary school. As a matter of fact, it even starts as early as preschool in some jurisdictions. So I know in Nevis, 2 preschools do a PE program, and I believe in St. Kitts 1 or 2 do a formal PE program, but ultimately it's a part of the high school program. But from a structured subject, it's in our national report card, so it's a legitimate subject from primary school right through to secondary school. Schools right now, we don't have a formal framework to follow and curriculum for physical education. So what you tend to see happening is that it's almost done, I wouldn't say hadocly, but it's not as formal as it should be. Sometimes you specialize more in sport versus physical and health education, which is talking about activity and being fit for life. What we're in the process of doing is standardizing it, so it's not just sport oriented, it's actually based on children developing a sense of wellness, developing skills for activity for life. So when you find, for example, a lot of persons don't play a sport in their adulthood, but they'll be more involved in yoga, going to the gym, cycling, even down to roller skating and rollerblading now you see is the fashion. So those are things that we're trying to aim to ensure that children have an understanding of what it is to be physically active for life. 3 schools on St. Kitts are involved in a pilot program for the physical education program. That's Bronte Welsh, Dean Glassford, and Beach Allen Primary School. So we did a training back in August, extended into September, to train the personnel at the sports department in administering a formal PE program for kindergarten to grade 6. Right now, we do not have any assigned PE teachers in the schools. What we do have is that the sports department have personnel who go out to each school, assigned to each school. So what we utilize is a partnership between the Department of Sports and the Ministry of Education to ensure the program is taught from a standardized perspective.
And you go straight around. Let's go. My name is Lance Lewis. In the West, I consider myself as the coach in the West. We do football, we do cricket, we do various sports. You know, you have physical education also attached to the Bronte Welsh Primary School now. So, you know, I'm in the field of that too. I did the program, so now I'm in the field of physical education. And physical education is something that, you know, is very important for the kids them to develop their life skills. So I'm in the Department of Sport over 4 years now, continuously. You know, it's something that I'm very passionately about, you know, my job, my profession, and I keep it at that level. Academically, once you are very fit, you know, your brain's gonna be actually functioning the way it should be functioning. At a higher level, you're gonna think much better. You know, you're gonna overcome things much quicker in terms of, you know, rising up for school, you know, whatever you prepare yourself to do through the day. PE education is very vital for the kids, you know. It would help them in different parts of their life, their education in terms of the subjects, the health, and what's not, and on and on.
We started off with the training. That was the fundamentals, so understanding the difference between teaching a sport versus teaching physical and health education. They're similar but not the same. And then from that point on, we introduced them to various forms of assessment, forms of evaluation for peer assessment, and also for the principals or other teachers to assess them, and ensuring that the students themselves have an understanding on what they're being assessed on. So for example, they're not only being assessed on the physical skills, they're actually being assessed on their fitness and their psychosocial or the interpersonal relationships. What you'll see at the pilot schools in comparison to the other schools that are doing the coaching program, first of all, you'll see it's a highly co-ed class. So you'll see boys and girls participating together. Second of all, you will see an emphasis on fitness. So there'll be a cardiovascular or a muscular endurance session, and also the skills itself will not be necessarily sport specific. So if you go to a coaching session for football, you'll see everything surrounded around passing, shooting of the ball with your foot. But in the PE session now, we'll combine the two, where the children might do a little bit of dribbling, but at the same time another station or a circuit will be developed to work on their throwing and their catching, and another station might be working on their muscular endurance and muscular strength. So it's a more integrated approach. So if you go to any PE session at any time, you might see multiple sporting activities being taught versus just one. Physical education and sports are similar but not the same. Physical education is based on a structured program being taught in schools in which children develop not only physical activities, but a knowledge and appreciation for being healthy for life. So it does include teaching children sporting skills, sport-related skills, but not only that. The emphasis is on fitness development, so developing their cardiorespiratory, so that's endurance, developing their musculature, developing their flexibility, but also developing a range of motion and various activities support activity for life. Where sport now is when children have developed or persons develop a high level in a particular skill for a sport and compete for enjoyment for it through games or competition. So sport is more of a competition based on developing a high sense or high awareness in the skill of the sport, versus PE now is more of at a relaxed level, but a wide variety. So in PE class, you're gonna be learning how to catch, throw, hit, strike. So basketball, football, cricket, netball, volleyball. Well, yes, PE is done similar to any other subject when it comes to assessment and marks. So you'll be marking children continuously throughout the term, and you're marking them based on their improvement, yes, but making sure it's structured to show development so that we are developing the children's skill level and understanding of their body and how they relate to others. So for example, we mark them on, as I said, fitness, so it'll be cardiovascular endurance. We marking them on muscular endurance, which is usually a sit-up. We do our push-up test. We do flexibility, so touching their toes, making sure their arms and their legs are working in full range. Then we also test them on the ability to catch, to throw, to jump, hop, skip, so all the locomotives. So there's a structured checklist that covers from kindergarten right through to grade 6. But then when we look at, that's just the physical aspect, and they also get tested on, well not tested, assessed I should say, interaction with each other. So ability to come to class and put out their full effort, they get marks for that. Coming out to class and participating in a kind manner, not pushing each other, not pulling at each other, not pushing and pulling for the equipment, teaching the social aspect to interaction, which is very key to PE as well. The PE program, just like any other subject, has a required set of equipment or tools that you will need. So the school was provided with equipment, as in the balls, the rackets, whatever we needed to actually administer or to teach the class. And then parents, just like a uniform, the schools establish a uniform for the days that they have PE. Ultimately, uniforms and so forth is on the parents' responsibility, and then the school or Ministry of Education provides the equipment. With regards to the PE pilot in the schools, the expectation is that every year we expand into other schools. The timeline to exactly state when we'll be in all the schools is very hard to say, but definitely it is the task of the Ministry of Education to ensure that the PE program and the coaching program become more in sync to ensure that we're doing the standardized thing across the board. Currently, the PE program is actually under the umbrella of Child Friendly Schools or Effective Schools Framework that is funded through UNICEF. So it's a collaboration through the Ministry of Education and UNICEF to ensure that all our schools are safe, effective, healthy environments for holistic development of our children and our students. So ultimately, the program is slightly subsidized through the UNICEF, but ultimately the Ministry of Education has taken on the responsibility of administering the program. It's a partnership between the PE teachers who are in the school or / coaches, the teachers, the grade teachers, the principals, ultimately the parents. It's a holistic approach. What happens at the school has to extend into the household. Health is the nation's wealth, ultimately. When we look at our chronic disease profile for St. Kitts and Nevis, most households do have someone who have type 2 diabetes and or hypertension. And those are lifestyle diseases. And also cancer is getting higher and higher as the day goes by. And that also, they have links to lifestyle development. So if we live a healthy lifestyle from as early as preschool, and in our case from primary school, right through to high school, a way of encouraging parents but also teachers to model the behavior to ensure that our country itself is healthy for whatever comes our way.
Area. You want 5 up there, right? 5 up there. 5, 6. All. 10, go up. Nice, okay, look. Now you're running. You're running a little bit, just a little slow. Nice jog. Right where you are, let's go. Running on the spot. Ties up, let's go. Getting the muscle prepared to go into the activity we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop. Jumping jacks, let's go. Jumping jacks, let's go. No clapping, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're doing jumping jacks and you go straight around. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop.